Good morning, pregame crew. It is Monday, May 23rd, 2022, 8:21 a.m. Eastern, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Charkow Lori, and you are at the pregame show. If you're tuning in later in the day and you want to fast forward to the meat and potatoes, you can fast forward to 6:30. That's where I'll get started with indices, then commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. Can I get an audio visual check, please? Good morning, Crypto, Maria, Derek, me, myself, and I, Topher, Keith, Matthew, my girl Tammy, Greg, Empower, Roger, Night Truck. Good morning. How are y'all? How was your weekend? Hey, Vince, how are ya? Can y'all hear me okay? Everything looks fine on my end. We have an interesting day. Friday was the most unique day we've had in a long time. It just really got my juices flowing. I was so excited that VIX has just been helping me so much, and I hope it's helping you in the pregame show, get you ready for the trading day. Keith, thank you for that thumbs up. And if y'all haven't figured out, Topher is my favorite name to say. Love that name. Check, check, double check. All right. Do y'all have any chart requests? I'll do a few chart requests before I get started with the indices. And this is who I am, Charkow Lori. You can give me a follow on Twitter, please, at Charkow Lori. You can check us out, chartguys.com. And then this Thursday, we're going to give you a membership tour, a peek inside the hood, underneath the hood, or whatever you call that. Let's see, figure out how the sausage is made, or whatever other saying you want to say. So that'll be this Thursday, May 26th at 4:30 Eastern. You can sign up to get the streaming link, and I've posted the link in the chat room. Dollar. No problem, Matthew. Dollar is seeing a pullback. So the weekly looks totally fine. Absolutely fine on the dollar. And the 4-hour, the daily is, we have lost the uptrend. And on the 4-hour, we are oversold. We approached oversold back here, here, and here, and it's really not giving a significant bounce. Typically, we like to scout weekly higher lows when 4 hours oversold, but it hasn't been yielding good results yet. Let's see, are we oversold on the 6-hour? We're approaching it on the 6-hour for the first time, so we're getting close. So for me, I see the Dixie bottoming soon because we're oversold and we're in a weekly uptrend. However, it has lost a lot of ground. We've lost the daily uptrend. We've lost the 4-hour uptrend. We've lost the hourly uptrend. And now on any bounces, we're looking for lower highs on most time frames. Look how clear this is. And besides this pullback, we would just be anticipating another 4-hour lower high. AMD. I can almost count on that one. I should just add that to my list, right, Francisco? Just do it every morning regardless. Okay, we retrace back to the golden pocket and bounce. This could be a 4-hour bear flag, so I would be careful. Nice lower wick on Friday's action. Friday was just insane. I would top fish 95.69. This didn't make a lot of sense to me this morning. So if you look at NVIDIA, look at this. Give you the actual math instead of guessing. We've retraced to the golden pocket, okay? From Friday's high to Friday's low. AMD, 98.4. We've retraced to the golden pocket as well, right at 0.618. Now look at SMH. It's stronger. See that? And AMD and NVIDIA are large components of SMH, and it's up here at Friday's high and pre-market or near it anyway. So NVDA and AMD were weaker compared to their overall ETF. So I am looking at NVIDIA short. I have to be honest with y'all. I try not to go dig for names and try to cram a square peg in a round hole when I'm looking for names for you. And my goal is to always find bull setups and bear setups. That way, if the market's bearish, we can stick with the bear setups for the day. If the market's bullish, we could stick with the bullish setups. I cannot find a bullish setup. I finally found one. All of my Queen of the Mountain trades are all bearish except for one, AYX. That's one more bearish, and I had to go searching for that one in the upgrade pile. So definitely a bear lean on the morning just from my findings. Okay. Apple I have on the list. Gold I always cover. I will go over USO. I always cover oil. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So USO odds favor a daily lower high. And on the 4-hour, we favor a lower high compared to 82.98. And actually what I wrote in my notes this morning about oil, 12-hour lower high top fish on CL, which is the oil futures against 112.39. And I'm currently in a top fish using 112.50 as my stop. 4-hour, 2-hour, and 1-hour melt up. It doesn't have all the basics for a rising wedge, but man, it sure gives that action, that feel. Tricky trade at the moment. Let me show you in futures what I mean. You see that? We're getting these tiny higher highs. Nope, not that. Getting these tiny higher highs without a lot of follow through. But it continues to melt up, so careful on the short. I don't know if there will be a replay, Grisha. That's a great question. I need to find out the answer. I think there is. If you sign up for the link, you'll be able to access it after, but I do need to confirm that. Yep, Broadcom's in talks to acquire VMware. Amazon for my girl, and Amazon's on my list for a short. It's just top fishing that 2200. It's just so logical. Now, odds favor a higher low compared to Friday's low. So you're either an aggressive bear at the beginning of today, and this pretty much applies the majority of charts out there. 67% of the charts I looked at, this approach applies. You're either an aggressive bear this morning, top fishing either Friday's high or Thursday's high, in this case a double top of 2200. And if you're a conservative bull, you're waiting for a pullback to bottom fish that higher low on the hourly. Good morning. Hey Mustang. Chris. Am I saying it right? Grisha? Sounds like a beautiful name. I know I'm probably killing it though. Hey Jessica, how are you? Joe, Jorge, Amaka, Chris. Well, Jorge's here. The party can get started. I have time for one more name. And again, Apple is on my list already, and I'm looking for a top fish against Friday's high. Did any of y'all take that top fish? We talked about this 140.40 and look for a potential break above and fail, which Apple loves to do, and it did it perfectly Friday. UPST was one of the best trades I've had maybe all year. That was just a beautiful meltdown. And I traded it, I don't want to say live because I wasn't on the mic, but I posted real-time updates of my entry when I was exiting. And of course, it went up like 700%, the puts that I was in. And I only took it for 150%, but no complaints here. Yeah, Jorge, let's do it. Y'all ready? Again, this is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that'd be great. If you want to check us out at chartguys.com. And Thursday at 4:30 Eastern, we will be streaming live, and we're going to give you a look behind the curtains of the Chart Guys community. So what I do here every morning is I go over the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. And when I'm done, I copy and paste these notes in the Chart Guys chat room so they can mark them up as they see fit. So let's get started with ES. Okay, I know it's busy. I fight myself every morning trying to get less things on my chart, but I didn't know how to discuss this without having the fib. So I'm just going to back up and show you how I did it. So if we look at the range from the high of last week to the low of last week, overnight we retrace 50%. Do you see that? 395125, we retrace 50%. NASDAQ, 50%. RTY, to the golden pocket, it's a little bit stronger. YM, it's a little bit weaker. It barely got to 45%. So of our Fab 4 futures, NASDAQ is the weakest and IWM Russell is the strongest. And ES was unable to get follow through on the 4-hour bull break above Friday's high because NASDAQ was unable to break above Friday's high. So that's how last night developed. I've been up since 1 a.m., y'all, so there's just not enough coffee on the planet right now for me. So bear with me. So on ES, our key levels are support 39.11 and resistance 39.55. NASDAQ, resistance 12045, support 11.865. And I am getting bearish reversal diamond patterns on all 4 Fab 4 futures. These are bearish patterns. They don't necessarily have to break bear, but they break bear more often than not. So I know you're like, we get it, we get it, we get it. And Dow is trying to do something a little bit different. It broke over that 4-hour high, so thereby negating the diamond pattern on YM. You have key support at 31306, key resistance at 31576, and RTY, key resistance 1800, support 1780. So VIX got me all in my fills last week. Friday was just the absolute best trading day for me with these clear signals. You know, make it easy on me. Trading can be hard. Let's make it as easy as possible. And this 3311 top fish on VIX marked the bottom of the market Friday morning. And man, we had some wild swings, absolutely wild swings. So now on a bounce, odds favor, now barring any crazy news, odds favor an hourly lower high and odds favor a 4-hour lower high. So if VIX is going to bounce this morning, it has me looking bearish in the morning, top fishing Friday highs, or the last hourly, either Friday high or Thursday high in the case of Amazon. So it has me bearish in the morning and bullish in the afternoon. And this has been working great for us using VIX for clues for timing of the market. So to start the day, I have my aggressive bear hat on. And if you don't like playing bearish, that's fine. You can wait for a pullback for hourly high or low, or we just go quickly take out Friday's high and keep zooming higher. But odds favor a pullback this morning. Hang Seng was red overnight and the DAX is slightly green. So I'm not getting a lot of clues there, but tech and Hang Seng China names were really hit hard, and more so than other names in the Hang Seng. So that's what made me go look at Baba short today. And so we have that on the list as one of our top fish candidates. All right, looking at Bitcoin. That's interesting. I just got the alert that we had our 4-hour bar break bull, but man, it quickly rejected. It broke bull by $9 and pulled down quick. Wow. So I think it was this 12-hour, 6-hour. Let me go look at the 12-hour. Yeah, the 12-hour was giving me the most clarity. We were looking for a potential lower high compared to 30729. Bulls have been unable to get over that. However, Ethereum bulls have gotten over the 2062. We hit 2087. 2087. So we've broken this level. So if Ethereum is our canary, then that's bullish Bitcoin, and that could be bullish the market as well, because Ethereum bulls are able to get over these resistances. But you want to see a little more follow through than this to negate a potential weekly bear flag forming. And we have weekly inside bar now. We're stuck inside last week's range on Ethereum, and the same thing with Bitcoin. Yeah, can y'all hit that like button? That would be great. I'll talk about XBI and cost. Let me add it to my list. All right. If you hear any weird churning in the background, I'm making gluten-free bread right now in the bread machine. First time I've ever tried. So fingers crossed for some good bread today, but it's making this churning noise in the background. All right, let's look at gold. So gold has been faring well with the dollar pulling back. However, it's looking a little toppy to me. We got a daily trend change. Check. We're in a 4-hour uptrend. Check. Hourly, we're in an uptrend. Check. So all systems go for gold. But on the weekly, we're looking for a lower high compared to 2003. Now, where she stops, nobody knows. Will it be a bear flag, or will we get a 50% retrace? And to me, the dollar is closer to bouncing, and it has me looking slightly bearish at gold, even though the price action isn't confirming yet. So we just got our first 15-minute downtrend on gold. This could be the temporary top. We'll see. And the hourly is just fine. So we're looking for that weekly lower high on gold. Oil. I'm currently in a oil short. We've had this broadening formation we've been looking at for a while now, but look how similar it is to nat gas as far as head and shoulders. This could be a little left shoulder, head, and we could be forming the right shoulder. So I am short oil against 112.39, and I always give oil and nat gas a little wiggle room on my stop. So I posted in the room earlier today that I'm short, and I'm looking short against 112.50 area, because I don't like to give out my exact stops because I don't want to get triggered. So potential 12-hour lower high on tap for oil. Nat gas, we're still watching this daily head and shoulders pattern. We're currently inside Friday's range. I am also short nat gas. A 4-hour downtrend and hourly downtrend. So on a bounce, if you didn't get the short, you could look for an hourly lower high against 817. Francisco, that's funny. Francisco says he just hit the like button and then unlike so he could like it again. That's cute. I'll try to get to BG. Let me put that on my list. Okay, Roger, that's good to know. I have been scouring recipes trying to figure it out. I guess I'll figure it out, or I'll just keep buying $6 gluten-free bread loaves from Trader Joe's. Okay, so nat gas, we're looking for an hourly lower high compared to 817. Now let's get to our movers and shakers of the day. So again, this is just bear city, and it's typically not even how my MO. I try to stay as neutral as possible and give you bull setups and bear setups. But today I think I have, let's see, I have 10 setups and only one is a potential bull setup. So let's start with Alcoa. Alcoa, the size of this pullback has me looking for a 4-hour lower high. And I was really zooming into shorter term time frames trying to find a level that's closer. So 62.60 would be that top fish level. If you break through that, then it'd be 63.75. But noting on most of these charts, you have enough room for hourly high or low. So you can be an aggressive bear and top fish. Of course, stop out if you're wrong. And if you're right, be protective and move down your stop as it moves down to make sure that you don't get caught in this hourly high or low and it comes back against you. Apple looks good. Nice bounce in pre-market. We have support at 137.95, 137.90, 137.80. As always, if you're wondering what these gray lines are, and then if the numbers aren't obvious like this one, you can look over to the right, and the light gray numbers are either support or resistances. They're marked. So I'm looking for a top fish of Apple today. What level did I type out? Against the 140. Against Friday's high, 140.70. So again, we're still looking for hourly high or low on a pullback, but I think a top fish makes sense this morning on Apple. A top fish makes sense on Amazon. We just covered it, that double top 2200. Looking for a potential lower high relative to Friday's high, but again, bulls have enough room for a higher low on a pullback. AYX. Oh, perfect, Roger. Thank you. Okay, thank you, me, myself, and I. We just got into a big bread conversation, huh, y'all? Okay, I'll keep with the script here. So on AYX, I like it long. We have a weekly inside bar, and then we have a daily EQ that's forming, and I like bottom fishing a potential daily higher low. It got an upgrade this morning to $80. Potential, I forgot to type this one out. Didn't finish it. So on AYX, I like it long. AYX long. So I would wait for the morning to play out if we're going to have a little bearish pullback and then buy it on a pullback against support 53.80. BA. Okay, this name does not necessarily have enough room for a higher low. Bulls have not done all the work that they need to do. So here, so we haven't even made it back to the 50% retrace. So it's 6 in one, half dozen in another. Basically, we retrace 50%, but that's not an absolute guarantee that we have enough room for a higher low compared to Friday's low. So BA is definitely a bear play for me today. Baba, same thing. BA play, BA, Baba, a top fished against 87.48 or 87.57. I like the 87.57 top fish. And what we're doing there is we're looking for a potential 4-hour lower high, and it has a 4-hour bear flag look to it. Sorry, my water. FCX. So FCX, I'm looking short FCX because of what I went over with the dollar and gold. Let me show you on copper. So FCX is a company that specializes in copper. That's about all I know about it. But what we're looking for in all of the metals is weekly lower highs. So we're looking for a top fish on copper, and an easier way for most people to trade that is to look at the stock like FCX. So we're looking for a top fish against 37.50, the high of Friday. But again, bulls have enough room for a higher low, so be protective of any gains. Oh, that's cool, Kate. I'm learning all kinds of things this morning. NVIDIA is a potential top fish. Went over this earlier. NVIDIA is one of the weaker semiconductor names. So I'm looking for a top fish. This may be playing out already in pre-market. So maybe another test of a pre-market high against 169. A short against 169 makes sense. This one's not as clear anymore. It looked better when it was up near 170.80. It's been pulling back since I mapped this out. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla is one of the weaker names. 720. Here to here. We've retraced about 50%. I'm going to disregard the 684. Normally when you have price action, yeah, that doesn't look real. So we haven't even retraced 50%, and this looks like a 15-minute bear flag. I like Tesla short. UPST, did any of you trade UPST besides me on Friday? Did it work for you? Okay, I'll look at Zoom. So UPST, I like short again. Yes, I'm picking on it, and I don't even care. Very weak bounce. We barely hit the 50% retrace. I'm looking for a top fish on UPST again against 45.76 as my stop. Okay, I'm going to request now. XBI is strong, and XBI more closely correlates with IWM, and we established earlier that the Russell is one of the stronger of our Fab 4 indices, so that this makes sense. The 71.51 is our level over here, and you see it doesn't even show me that clearly right here on the hourly chart, but I know it because I trade this name. So you have to know your levels when you trade a name often. You should know them right off the top of your head. 71.51, that makes a daily higher high and a trend change. So I like LABU if XBI can get over 71.51. But I'd much rather be a buyer of LABU on a pullback than on a bull break. So on a pullback, it completely makes sense to buy XBI long. Oh, awesome, Chris. Cost. So y'all have asked for cost. It has earnings this week. Well, I shopped via Instacart Costco yesterday, and the prices are outrageous. So I'm thinking possibly Costco was smarter than Walmart and Target and was able to raise their prices more quickly and pass the added expense to the consumer. We'll see. My magic 8 ball is in the shop, so I don't know what's going to happen with earnings, so please be careful. But I like a bottom fish buy of 406.51, the low of Friday, looking for a potential small bump into earnings. And I wouldn't hold through earnings, just looking for a bump into earnings. Okay, BG. What is this? Ag. $106.58. So it held the support 107.08. So we're in a daily EQ, pretty clear. We held this low. So now on a bounce, we would still look for a daily lower high compared to 117.52. Looks like these spreads are pretty big. Odds favor an hourly lower high compared to Friday's high, 112.33. Jessica, that's what, yeah, sometimes. We are always looking for trend days. Trend days is where we make our money. How do we know if we're going to have a trend day? Market internals tell us who's driving the bus and how fast they're driving it. And we want them driving it fast for range. We're constantly looking for range as day traders. We want large range. Okay, Zoom. NVIDIA has earnings this week too, by the way, so be careful with earnings premium on options. So Zoom shows earnings of June 1. Whomever asked me about this, so you may want to verify that. I think you said they have earnings today, so just check it. TradingView has something different. Not that TradingView is the be-all, end-all. Looking for a lower high compared to 94.85. You see how all these top fishes are just so clear? I would be looking short against 94.85. Facebook. Oh, it was Rich. You're the one that asked about Zoom. So just verify. Okay. May 23rd. That's today. The TradingView got it wrong. Okay, Facebook. I'm seeing a lot of these patterns, and what I would want as a market bull is I would want to see this become an Adam and Eve, start turning the boat here and do an Adam and Eve reversal pattern. 87. Bears are going to be waiting right here at 19791. We have enough room for hourly high or low. All of these charts are just making me want to sit on my hands the first 15 to 30 minutes of market open, and let's just see our direction, because it's right now we could end up with inside bars, y'all. This could, now I'm with Jessica. The range on Friday was so large, and we retraced to the 50% overnight, meaning the odds favor we stay inside Friday's range because the range was so large. We retraced enough to not get a bear break, but we didn't retrace enough to necessarily get a bull break, so then we just chopped sideways. So definitely be aware of that today. You're welcome, Rich. All right. Any other requests? I got done early today. That never happens. So check back in with ES. We still have that diamond pattern in play. 15-minute just broke support here by 25 cents and is bouncing, so we have a 15-minute EQ here. NASDAQ has lost the 15-minute uptrend. RTY has lost the 15-minute uptrend, and Dow is holding on very well. Nice 15-minute EQ. EEM. I like when some of y'all ask the same tickers over and over, because I think that's a recipe for success in trading, is simplicity and keeping the number of tickers that you monitor very short, like a really short list, and you get to know their personality and their characteristics of how they trade. So I like that when y'all, the same people ask me about the same tickers every time. I like that you're honing in on your craft. 41.45. I would still call this a double top. Friday's high with, what was that, Tuesday's high? That looks like a double top to me. Definitely stronger than the market and pre-market. The volume on this. Wow. Lots of volume. If I didn't have a position, I'd be waiting for a pullback to get an hourly higher low compared to 40.59. I did Ethereum and Bitcoin crypto if you want to rewind. You're welcome. Yeah, Baba short. I went over that, Luciana. So I'm looking short Baba on this potential 4-hour bear flag, and I'm looking short against 87.57 RCMT. Don't know what this thing does, but pretty bullish. Port 22.28. If you don't have a long position up as of now, this is not where I'd be entering, because you would be chasing. In my opinion, you're chasing up here. Go back to monthly. Is this the all-time high? No, not an all-time high. Be aware of that. You want to buy a pullback compared to 22.28, that makes sense, but I'd stop out quickly. $22 is lost, because that means it could have some topping here. Okay, so I'm going to go over Riot. This looks like a top fish against Friday's high, 735. Right here, this is a top fish against that 735, or you could use 709, this pre-market level, to short against. I'm going to go over XOP, Michelle, because Gush is a derivative. It's a leveraged ETF. So I want to be sure to chart the underlying when I'm looking at a leveraged ETF. So I'll get to Gush and I'll give you levels on it, but just remember to always chart the underlying. This looks like a top fish to me against 141.52, but I do have a bear bias on oil right now. 138.83 is the level. I wouldn't be buying Gush up here. I'd be buying Drip because it looks like a top fish against 139 to me. Let me give you the Gush levels. Gush has been gushing. 171.84 resistance or 172. And if you want a long position, I'd wait for a pullback against 158.63. You're welcome, Dawn and Night Truck. Oh, no problem. I'll do Roblox and then we'll call it a day. How about that? Short against $33. Ugh, everything looks short. Short against $33, support $29.50. All right, that's it for me. Y'all use stop losses. And before you exit, if you could hit the like button before you leave the party, that'd be great. Give me a follow on Twitter at CharkAlLori. And don't forget, Thursday we have our membership tour. Thursday, May 26th at 4:30 Eastern. You can sign up to get the link. I placed the link in chat if you want to grab that and come check us out, see what's behind the curtain. That'd be great. All right, use stop losses.